maybe Jorge's next, to be honest. After I take out this guy, he can step right on up.
What up, combat culture? Shakiel Mahjouri here, and you know who this is. He is to the fight game what math is to me, and that's a problem. The problem child, Jake Paul. How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited, counting down the days here in my hometown, and the energy's right. So everything's on point to knock this guy out.
So speaking of that guy, that is Tyron Woodley. Obviously, this weekend, Showtime pay-per-view boxing, you versus Woodley in the main event fight. And I actually pulled up a stat today that I thought you might be interested in. So I searched Tyron Woodley's name, and I searched it on Google Trends from his debut UFC fight in February of 2013 all the way to today. And let me tell you, the search traffic for Tyron Woodley has never been as high as it is for this fight. In fact, it more than doubles the last time it was anywhere near this peak, which was for Darren Till in September 2018. So what does that tell you about your drawing power, that Tyron Woodley is being talked about like never before? And also, what does it tell you about the UFC's ability to market fighters?
Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And that's why I think I've become the face of the fight game, is just because of the numbers. I can't be denied, because I'm bringing the heat, I'm bringing the attention, and statistics like that just go to show you, that when I fight somebody, they become famous. They become a star for a second. People start to care about them. There's the couple million people who don't like Jake Paul and want to see me lose. Those are the people that start to support whoever it is that I'm fighting next. And that's what we're seeing here with Tyron. And, this is the new digital age of marketing, social media clicks, attention, content. And, the old guys, the Dana Whites, the UFCs, they can't move as fast. These are big companies who don't really know how to get into the weeds and promote. So, it's a new era. You're seeing that from crypto and NFTs all the way to boxing. Everything's changing. People are consuming differently. People are paying for things differently. So it's quite literally in with the new and out with the old.
So, you've said that you've kind of occupied the villain role in this run with the way you're promoting yourself and the trolling of the other fighters. But I think one of the really interesting metamorphoses has been the way you've begun to stand up for fighter pay and fighter rights. And you've said something that it's something that you're really passionate about. Do you think that you're starting to feel a little bit more love from the fight community, or is it still very much primarily the hate?
No, definitely. There's a lot of love. It's just easy to focus on the negative in the society we live in today. But people seem to forget, like, the greatest boxer alive is one of my biggest fans, Mike Tyson. He supports me more than anything, and I support him. I love the guy. He's taught me so much. He's taught me so much wisdom. He gets it. He said, that this whole movement has saved the sport of boxing and that everyone should be thanking us. He said it multiple times now. There's other massive fighters, Evander Holyfield, the Charlo brothers, Ryan Garcia. These people are all big supporters. And I think the fight fans and the fight community are starting to see what it is that I'm doing, and starting to respect it. Maybe they don't love me, but at least they respect, like, okay, I understand what's going on here, and this kid isn't as bad as we think he is. But then there will be the people who are in denial and just want to see me lose, which I'm totally okay with.
You talked about all the smoke recently about the fighter pay and how these guys aren't getting anywhere close to what NBA, NFL players, they're getting at a 50% of the revenue. Fighters at most is around like 16 to 20, closer to 16. Do you have any tensions or interest at any point in spearheading some sort of fighter union or actually getting involved in the process beyond just talking about it?
Yeah. No, I've thought about creating a fighter union, and there's been talks about it. However, it's a massive undertaking. I'm 24 years old, so I don't know if I want to be in charge of a union at this point in my life. But honestly, if no one else is going to do it, then I might have to just step into the position and make it happen. However, We just would need all of the fighters
Mm-hmm.
to cooperate, and that's easier said than done. Way easier said than done, and some people might not want to do that. And so there's been a back and forth, and it's a massive undertaking. Do I see it happening soon? Potentially, and I would love to do it. That's the only way that this fighter pay and this, these contracts that people are locked into. That's the only way these are all going to change. So I think it would be a massive, historic moment that I would love to be a part of for sure.
One of my editors insisted that I make this suggestion, and I'm not asking you to part with six figures here, but he thought it would be amazing if you paid the UFC fighters' purses this Saturday, told them to stay home, take the weekend off, and watch your fight on Sunday.
Hey, it's not a bad idea.
Oh, there we go. Some credit to Tommy.
I might have to run with that. I mean, who knows how much they're even getting paid? So it might not even add up to that much.
There we go. You and Jorge Masvidal seem to have an interesting relationship. Obviously, you guys have trained together a bit, but you've expressed some interest in fighting him in the past. I know he made a little cameo at the presser with Tyron. He did recently say that I'll just quote him here: "If Jake wins, effing wild. My hat's off to him. I was wrong. I don't know shit about fighting, but chances are Woodley's going to knock him the F out." Just your response to that.
He's going to eat those words very quickly. And, this is coming from a guy who just got knocked out cold in an embarrassing way. And so, yeah, maybe he doesn't know that much about fighting. He's been in this game for a long time. He's got a lot of fights. He's got a lot of experience. I respect him. I think Jorge's done a lot for the sport. I think he's a good guy. But unfortunately, my friend, it's a new era. And no matter how much experience you have, it's about the quality of experience. And they both, Tyron and Jorge have the same managers. And so, of course, he's going to say this, Of course, he's going to side with his boy. But, maybe Jorge's next, to be honest. After I take out this guy, he can step right on up because I'm basically just showing that these UFC champions and these UFC amazing strikers can't really go at it, and they can't compete at my level at least.
Okay. Since this is on YouTube, let's ask one YouTube question here. KSI, another name on that hit list. With all due respect to KSI, you've been putting in a lot more consistent effort on the boxing front than he has. How do you think the fight versus KSI would have gone if you had it immediately after his second Logan Paul fight versus how it's going to go now or moving forward?
Yeah, if we would have done it then, I think it would have been a lot better of a fight. He would have came with those overhand rights and such, and I might not have been as used to that. But with that said, I still would have knocked him out then, for sure. My brother is a little gun shy. He was afraid of those shots. I'm stepping right into him. I'm coming through with that right hand that has knocked out everyone so far. It knocked out KSI's best friend. So I would have knocked him out then. It probably just would have taken a couple of rounds. If we fight now, it's 1 round fight, half round fight. No chance of him getting it out of the first round.
One name that I didn't see on your hit list, but I know he's been calling you out, former UFC light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans. Is that something that would ever interest you?
I don't even know if I'm familiar with him.
Well,
I think I know. Wait, was he a welterweight?
Light heavyweight.
Oh,
yeah. Beat Chuck Liddell.
Maybe.
Jones. But hey, that answers the question, doesn't it?
He's old, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I don't see it happening. It has to make sense on so many levels for me to fight somebody, and I want to increase the level of my competition after each fight. So if I take out, this 5-time UFC champion, where do I go from there?
As we wrap up here, if there was any doubt that Showtime wasn't invested in this, they put out the coolest fucking trailer. It was wild. It was like a video game. You're on a select screen. You pick Tyron. He picks you. How was it shooting that and then seeing the whole thing come together?
It was amazing, and the creative team there is so good, and we're seeing the new era of boxing come into play, and the way we shot that with the green screens and all the acting and so on and so forth, and then seeing it come to light, it was amazing. And like you said, it was my favorite trailer that I've ever seen before. I'd never seen anything like that, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. With most valuable promotions, my promotions company partnering with Showtime with this deal, we're trying to do things different. We're trying to make shit pop.
Last thing, I listen. I write stories. I make videos. I know for a fact that Jake Paul, at the very least, when it comes to money, is good for combat sports. I've seen the traffic stats. I've seen the fighter payouts, and I have never seen the topic of fighter pay discussed so much. But I do have a friend named Hannah who is very much hoping to see you get knocked out on Sunday. It was her birthday yesterday, so I want to open the floor and say if you had a birthday message to Hannah, who is very eager to see you lose.
Hannah, look, I hope you're having a great day, and all love to you. No hate. I understand why you're probably mad, and happy birthday. I have no resentment towards any of these people who want to
Of
see me
course.
lose. But enjoy the show, and thank you for the pay-per-view purchase.
Well, I think you might have just won Hannah over. Jake, hey man, it's been mind blowing to see what has happened in combat sports through the last few years. So, first and foremost, thank you for the time. Congratulations. And I hope, win, lose, or draw, I think it's been nothing but good things for combat sports. So, continued success to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.